to this, the Vancouver Canucks did it's in somewhat not surprising move, maybe surprising in terms of the timing, but we can discuss that, I guess. But Bo Horvat is now a New York Islander. Fascinating as Lou Lamoriello traded the Bo Horvat pick to acquire Corey Schneider, and now Lou Lamoriello acquires Bo Horvat in a trade with the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks have to retain 25% of Horvat's salary for Anthony Beauvillier. Atu Ratu, the number one prospect in the New York Islanders camp, and I'm not selling this just to make this look better, and a conditional first round pick. If it is not in the top 12, it is a 2023 first round pick. If it is in the top 12, it is an unprotected 2024 pick. So, here we go. We were discussing this was the trade that we would probably see something happen in terms of where the Canucks are going. Sean, are you satisfied with the direction that the Canucks took in this trade?
Yeah, I am. I think there was a lot of talk in terms of trying to parse words with what the Canucks were looking for. But this is your standard sort of rental package in the NHL. You have a first round pick, which is these days is always protected. So anyone that expected an unprotected pick, especially this draft, you're crazy. And then you're usually going to get a good prospect and then a roster player to make the cap work. And Atu Ratu was the 52nd overall in the 2021 draft, but he was very highly touted going into that draft year. He just fell off. There was times where people were touting him as a top 10 talent in that draft, but he fell off, but has had a bounce back. He played really well in his draft plus 1 year in Finland and has looked good in his first North American pro season this year, putting up 15.7 goals in 27 games with the Bridgeport Islanders, and then playing 12 games and scoring 2 goals with the New York Islanders, including his first ever NHL goal against the Canucks. So it's a fun little fact now. And then, Anthony Beauvillier. Hey, I said his name right because I butchered it a few times on this podcast.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah. He's just a he's 25 years old. I think he's probably got another level offensively in him. Especially if we play out from under the Barry Trotz, Lou Lamoriello tight system. I know they're trying to install a little bit of that with the Talkit, but I think it's going to be a little looser than that system. So I think we could see him be a bump up his offensive numbers with the Canucks this year. But to me, the very interesting one is that first round pick, and because where the Islanders are at, they're 2 points out of the wild card spot right now. And even if they make it, they're going to be in a wild card spot, which means there's a good chance they're playing Boston. And if they're out, that's the Canucks are looking at. I think even as long as they're a wild card team, the Canucks are still picking between 13th and 17th with that pick in 2023. But if they miss the playoffs and they have a top 12 pick, it rolls over to 2024. And when you look at this Islanders roster, it's old. And could that be a pick that could turn into what the Flames had to deal with the Hominick trade, where the Islanders got Dobson with a high pick and had to go through the lottery craziness there. Florida might be doing that this year. And then you had San Jose and Ottawa and Colorado all within dealing with that in the past as well, where they traded away or received protected picks that turned into unprotected first round picks in the year after. Where was it the Carlson trade where Ottawa ended up with 2 top 5 picks in a draft. Colorado got Bowen Byram out of that. So that's the interesting one for me is what happens with that first round pick.